Hello everybody, and welcome to a new edition of Law Talk, a public service of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center and CBS Lake Charles. I'm Mark, the director, Judson.
Jonathan, Law Dog, Fontenot, Cameron Parish native from the marshes of Cameron Parish.
And I'm from the city of Lake Charles, so to speak, covering all legal issues of interest from the marshes of Cameron to the courtrooms of Calcasieu. Cameron Parish native ought to know something about this. Tonight's topic, drainage. Drainage. Can my neighbor drain on me? What do you say, Law Dog?
Wasn't that an old country song, Can My Neighbor Drain on Me?
I think if you play it backwards,
I've got tears in my ears because my neighbor's draining on me. Well, if you want to Google it yourself, 3 words, Louisiana Civil Code and then 655, that'll tell you. The way it reads, kind of lawyerly, an estate situated below is bound to receive the surface waters that flow naturally from an estate situated above unless an act of man has created a flow. Basically, translation, you have to let natural drainage happen. The high ground drains on the low ground guy can accept it. However,
low ground has to take the drainage from the high ground if it's natural drainage.
If it's natural.
All right.
Sometimes the high ground person builds it up. They're not allowed to do that. Sometimes low ground person tries to even the score and impede it. Can't mess with natural drainage. So
no messing with natural drainage.
The high ground guy can't make it worse for the low ground
guy. I'm like
guy.
Ed McMahon here. No messing with natural drainage.
You are correct, sir.
Okay.
The low ground guy can't impede the flow or change the flow. They have to accept the flow, but they don't have to let high ground person build it up. So basically, you can't mess with natural drainage is the law.
Now, what happens when people do mess with natural drainage?
Well, you hope not to say have to solve it in court because there's no way of getting your lawyer's fees back. But sometimes it has to be litigated. If somebody's building up and it's changing the natural drainage, you got to take them to court. Somebody's building up and not letting it drain, got to take them to court. Usually a series of letters solves everything. Put them on notice, stop building up, stop impeding the flow, or stop changing the flow.
So if I'm on the low ground, which is normally my way to be, I usually take the low ground, I don't take the high ground. But if I'm on the low ground and I notice that my neighbor is building some sort of a construction, they're building up a levee, or they're building a pond, or they're building a building with a large foundation, and I can see that it's gonna adversely affect the drainage to me, when do I have to act?
Yeah, I would lawyer letter immediately saying, I think you're building it up. Don't make me file an injunction to stop the building until the court.
So injunction's the legal remedy?
Injunction stops everybody temporarily until the court, because once they build it back up, it's hard to tear it back down. So yeah, and hopefully you don't want to get that, but yeah, you've got to fire off a lawyer letter reminding them that they can't mess with natural drainage.
Drainage rolls downhill, like everything else in life.
Exactly.
Well said. You've caught another edition of Law Talk, a public service of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center. We would love to hear your legal questions. See the QR code right here? Go to the QR code that I'm pointing to and send us your legal questions. We'd love to answer your legal questions right here on Law Talk. For Jonathan the Law Dog Fontenot, I'm Mark Judson, reminding you that Law Talk is a public service of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center and CBS Lake Charles.